In a world where aerial dominance is decided not just by speed or stealth, but by flexibility, endurance, and battlefield adaptability, few fighter jets have earned as much global respect as the Russian-built Su-30. This twin-engine, twin-seat multi-role beast was never intended to be just another aircraft on the roster. It was designed to be a flying strategist, a long-range hunter capable of executing interception, air superiority, ground strike, maritime patrol, and electronic warfare missions all in one frame. But how did a jet born in the political turbulence of post-Soviet Russia become the backbone of multiple air forces across Asia, Africa, and even Latin America? Why have countries such as India, China, Algeria, Vietnam, Malaysia, and more invested heavily in this aircraft despite pressure to adopt Western alternatives like the F-15, F-16, or Eurofighter Typhoon? What secret does the Su-30 possess that keeps it relevant even against fifth-generation adversaries like the F-35 and J-20? Today, we take you deep into the world of this aerial titan, not just its hardware, but its history, its combat doctrine, and the reason why this 4+ generation fighter continues to dominate skies across continents with unshakable authority. To truly understand the rise of the Su-30, we must journey back to the late stages of the Cold War, when the Soviet aviation industry was engaged in a relentless technological race with the United States. At the time, the legendary Su-27 flanker had emerged as the Soviet answer to America's F-15 Eagle, offering unmatched agility thanks to its massive lifting body airframe and advanced aerodynamic design. However, Soviet strategists wanted more than just an interceptor. They wanted a fighter that could stay in the air for hours, command regional airspace, coordinate squadron-level tactics, and strike targets across land and sea with equal ferocity. Thus, from the bones of the Su-27 came an evolution, the Su-30. Unlike the single-seat Su-27, the Su-30 incorporated a second pilot or systems officer, drastically improving situational awareness and mission flexibility. It was equipped with air refueling capability, extended-range fuel tanks, and upgraded avionics, transforming it from a defensive guardian into a long-range hunter. Early variants were used by the Russian Air Force primarily for command and control roles, acting as airborne coordinators in complex engagements. But soon, export interest bloomed, leading to specialized variants tailored for different nations, such as India's Su-30 MKI, China's Su-30 MKK, and Malaysia's Su-30 MKM, all equipped with different sensors, weapons, and even Western avionics depending on local strategic preferences. This modularity allowed the Su-30 to adapt to multiple doctrines, making it far more than just a Soviet jet. It became a truly international war machine. But what makes the Su-30 so feared in aerial combat is not just its sheer size or payload capacity, it's the pilot's ability to bend physics itself. With thrust vectoring engines in certain variants such as the Su-30 MKI and MKM, the aircraft can perform maneuvers that most Western jets can only dream of. Picture this, an aircraft that can turn its nose toward an enemy even while flying backwards, a maneuver known as the Pugachev's Cobra or the Culbut. These supermaneuverability features allow the Su-30 to perform last-second evasions, break incoming missile locks, or quickly reposition for a gun's kill at close range. Western pilots who have faced Su-30s in joint exercises, such as during India's engagements with the U.S. Air Force, have openly admitted that in within visual range combat scenarios, the Su-30 is a nightmare to predict. Its massive lifting surface area combined with thrust vectoring nozzles gives it agility far beyond what its weight would suggest. And yet, despite its aerobatic prowess, the Su-30 is not just a close-range dogfighter. Its powerful N011 MBARS radar or Chinese Zhuk series radars allow it to detect, track, and engage multiple enemy aircraft beyond visual range. Armed with long-range missiles such as the R-77 and R-27, it can destroy targets before they even realize they are being hunted. This dual nature, graceful in a dance of death at close range yet lethal from kilometers away, is what gives the Su-30 its mythical combat reputation. Beyond air-to-air combat, the Su-30 truly shines in its strike capability. Unlike dedicated interceptors that specialize only in aerial engagements, the Su-30 was built to be a flying arsenal capable of launching anti-ship missiles, precision-guided bombs, anti-radiation missiles, and even nuclear-capable systems depending on configuration. For maritime nations like India and Vietnam, the Su-30 is not just an air defender, it is a naval deterrent. Armed with supersonic cruise missiles like the BrahMos, and Indo-Russian collaboration, the Su-30 MKI can neutralize enemy warships long before they come within engagement range. A single squadron of Su-30s equipped with anti-ship payloads can theoretically cripple an entire fleet without ever entering surface-to-air missile range. Meanwhile, in ground strike roles, the aircraft can deliver guided munitions with pinpoint accuracy, supported by advanced targeting pods and electronic warfare systems. Its long operational range, reaching over 3,000 kilometers with external fuel tanks, means it can strike deep into hostile territory without needing immediate support. And unlike many Western jets reliant on satellite-based systems, the Su-30 is engineered to fight even in GPS-denied or heavily jammed environments, a crucial feature for modern electronic warfare. This battlefield independence is one of the reasons why developing nations favor the Su-30. It offers strategic autonomy without reliance on American or European defense infrastructure. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Su-30 is not just how it performs in Russian service, but how different countries have adapted it to their own doctrines. Take India's Su-30 MKI, for example, a hybrid beast combining Russian airframe design, French navigation systems, Israeli electronic warfare modules, and Indian software integration. This fusion of technologies has created one of the most advanced Su-30 variants on Earth, capable of both brute force suppression and precision strikes. During joint exercises like Red Flag and Indradhanush, Indian Su-30s reportedly outperformed American F-15s in certain dogfight simulations, shocking Western analysts. Meanwhile, China's Su-30 MKK variants were used as a foundation for their indigenous J-16 strike fighter, proving just how influential the design truly is. Even smaller nations like Algeria and Malaysia rely on their Su-30 fleets as their primary deterrence assets, often using them for patrol missions across vast territories. This kind of widespread adoption has created a unique advantage: logistical interoperability among nations that operate the Su-30 platform, allowing them to share tactics, maintenance strategies, and even spare parts. In many ways, the Su-30 has become the unofficial alliance fighter of nations seeking to escape Western defense dependency while still retaining world-class air power. Yet, with all its strengths, the Su-30 is far from invincible. Critics argue that its large radar cross-section makes it vulnerable to stealth fighters like the F-35 and F-22 and beyond visual range engagements. Its cockpit interface, while modernized in newer variants, is often considered less ergonomic compared to Western digital glass cockpits. Maintenance can also be more demanding, particularly in humid or sandy environments. However, supporters of the Su-30 argue that the jet was never meant to rely solely on stealth or minimalism. It was designed to dominate through presence and persistence. Stealth aircraft may strike silently, but they rarely loiter. The Su-30, on the other hand, can patrol for hours, create air denial zones, and project intimidation. In a real conflict, air battles are not fought in perfect simulations, they unfold amid jamming, weather anomalies, and unpredictable decisions. In such chaos, raw flight performance, endurance, and adaptability often matter more than radar signatures. And this is precisely where the Su-30 thrives. Even as nations like India and Russia move toward fifth-generation fighters like the FGF-A and Su-57, they have made it clear the Su-30 will remain in service for decades, continuously upgraded, refitted, and rearmed. Its story is far from over. So, what makes the Su-30 truly special? Is it its raw thrust and supermaneuverability? Its ability to strike ships from hundreds of kilometers away? Its role as a sky commander capable of directing entire squadrons? Or perhaps its greatest strength lies not in any single feature, but in its balance. It is not the stealthiest, not the fastest, not the cheapest, but it is one of the most complete fighter platforms ever created. In an age obsessed with next-generation technology, the Su-30 stands as a reminder that true power is not just about innovation, it's about reliability and evolution. And that brings us to the ultimate question for you. In a real-world conflict where jamming, exhaustion, weather, and human instinct collide, would you rather fly a pristine stealth jet with limited endurance, or a rugged Su-30 built to fight all day long? Do you believe the Su-30 will continue to dominate the skies for another decade, or will it finally be outclassed by rising 5th and 6th generation fighters? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget, the skies remember only those who refuse to fall silent.